Bradford Manufacturing Week is coming in October, when you will have the chance to find out about all the exciting jobs that are within engineering and manufacturing here in Bradford. Nick Garthwaite is the Bradford Chamber of Commerce President and the Managing Director of an international chemical company based in Bradford.
Yeah, what do you do with your hands? Yeah, I know.
Smiles are plenty at the launch of the first ever Bradford Manufacturing Week, but the reason for the initiative is no laughing matter. The city has more under 18s than anywhere else in the country, but it seems they don't want to work for businesses that make things.
We have some 1,200 businesses in manufacturing, some of whom, we struggle to get new employees year on year. So this is a really great opportunity for us to bring young people into our companies and demonstrate the wide range of jobs that are available.
Nick Garthwaite, the driving force behind the initiative, acknowledges that whilst many manufacturers work hard to attract youngsters into the sector, there is scope for others to do more.
Really, our ambition is for as many manufacturing companies as we can get to open up their doors during the week we've picked in order to give young people work experience so we can demonstrate the fantastic range of jobs we have available and the different career opportunities there are for young persons in the future.
A programme of tours, company visits and seminars are planned. The organisers aiming to reach more than 20,000 teenagers at 75 schools and to create 1,000 work experience days.
Manufacturing really is the backbone of the British economy, and bringing talent like this together is really a great initiative across Yorkshire. We're really looking forward to working with the schools and colleges to really bring this to life and make it a huge success.
Bradford Manufacturing Week starts on October the 8th.
Your school is involved in Bradford Manufacturing Week, and you will be involved in lots of different events during this week. Some of the events take place in Bradford Centre, so you will be able to come along out of school hours.
Our most precious early memories are of making, building, creating. And when we create, we inspire. Britain is a nation of great manufacturers and innovators, and what we make is loved by the world. We are harnessing new technologies that will drive the next generation of ideas and services. The fourth industrial revolution is here, and we are embracing it. We're pushing the boundaries of science and research and setting the standards for others to follow. At the heart of communities throughout the United Kingdom, we are manufacturing world-class products. Highly skilled people and innovative businesses, driven and inspired by a common vision, continue to build the industries of the future. This is business working for Britain. Manufacturing remains the lifeblood that courses through all industry. From the smallest niche provider to the biggest global player, engineering is at the core of everything we do. We're training the engineers and technicians of the future. And with the backing of government, an industrial strategy could reinvigorate business for decades to come. We are the leading manufacturing nation, export-focused and trading around the globe. Our past, a firm foundation for an even greater future. The UK manufacturing industries. Made in Britain, loved by the world.
Are you a practical person? If so, then manufacturing could be one of those job ideas that you should be looking at. Whether or not you work with plastic, wood, metal, if you're interested in technology, textiles, food, all the backroom support services that are involved, there could be a job there which keeps you interested, pays you a good salary. It is worth investigating. Manufacturing. When you talk to an adult about manufacturing, they will give you lots of different ideas about what it is, but manufacturing is changing. If you start to look at all the different jobs that are available, there will be something for everyone. It's changing. Are you going to be part of that change?
What will the future of manufacturing be like? Imagine if everything you needed came exactly how you wanted. Super quick and in an eco-friendly way.
Hi, I'm Sarah Lamptey and I'm here with Zoe Webster. So what can we expect?
Well, things will be very different. You'll be closer to manufacturing. You'll see it in places you wouldn't currently expect to see it, from in hospitals, in small and local businesses, and in the home, and it'll be a lot more personalised.
So what kinds of things will this involve?
Well, if you needed a new part for a household appliance, you could order it, get it made locally, and get it delivered to your door within a couple of hours. Or if there's a medicine you need, you could get that tailored to your genetic makeup and made at the GP or the chemist.
Will this be better for the environment?
It will. There'll be a lot less waste and less of a need to store large amounts of inventory in big warehouses. And also, advances in 3D printing and additive manufacturing will reduce waste even more and make it possible to make products and components that we can't make now.
Do you think this is something that people are going to buy into?
I think so. I think there'll be make miles, much like food miles. People will be much more empowered with data and information about where things are made and what they're made out of.
Is this local approach going to mean the end of large factories?
No, we will still need them to generate economies of scale. We'll need them, for example, to mass produce complex products that we'll need for large and growing international markets.
Okay, so how will those be different from what we already have?
They'll be much more efficient. They'll be operating in a closed loop or circular economy system where the waste from one process can be the input to the next.
Then I assume the Internet of Things will play a big part in this.
It will. Everything will need to be connected to ensure that supply can keep track of changes in demand. So processes will be closely monitored to ensure we can minimise downtime or process hold-ups, and materials will be tracked as they get recycled and reused from product to product.
Okay, so an obvious question perhaps, will there still be a place for people in factories?
There will be, but there'll be more autonomous robots working alongside people. So the robots can take care of the repetitive, the dangerous type stuff, and the people can focus on where human interaction is so valuable. So in design, engineering and innovation, and customer and supply relationship building.
So lastly, how will all of this stuff change our lives?
Well, you'll be able to get whatever you need or want in whatever form you want it, made locally or wherever it needs to be, and delivered to you much more quickly with much less impact on the environment.
So whether you're a manufacturer or a consumer, we're going to see much more manufacturing as a part of our everyday lives. So what do you think?
There are jobs at lots of different levels in manufacturing. So what we're going to do now is investigate the different levels. So if you achieve 4 GCSE level 4s or above, then you could apply for a job which is classed as a technician level. And this will mean that you'll work towards a qualification that could be a level 2, but eventually, hopefully, you will move on to a level 3. And a level 3 qualification is the equivalent of 2 A-levels, and you can start to do that after year 11 or after you've done sixth form or college. However, if you do get higher grades and you continue on studying and you go on and study A-levels or BTEC level 3s, then perhaps you can think about going straight into manufacturing after college or sixth form, or perhaps you want to go to university. And so we've got lots more qualifications to train you to be an engineer, a high-level technician. And these are level 4s, level 5s and level 6s. So the names that we use are Higher National Diploma, HND, Foundation Degree or a degree. So obviously you need to talk to someone to get more idea about these, but those are just giving you an idea about all the fantastic qualifications that you can get. When I mentioned GCSE level 4s, some of you might have switched off and thought there will not be a job for me in manufacturing. That's not true. If you don't get level 4s at GCSE level, then don't worry. There are still lots of different jobs that you can do in manufacturing. You'd probably start at a level 1 qualification, And that might be called a traineeship. Now, while you're doing that, you will also do your maths and English retake so that you can get a better qualification. Once you've achieved the level 1 qualification, you are back on track, and then you can work your way up to a level 2 qualification, and there is nothing to stop you continuing after the level 2 to work up to a level 3. As you can see on the slide, there are the different levels: traineeship, technician and engineer. And just to recap, traineeship is about a level 1 and you can retake your maths and English. Technician, you usually need maths and English at level 4 or above to get onto that course, and you will come out with a level 3 qualification. Or fully qualified engineer is usually a level 4, level 5 or a level 6, and you would probably study a higher national diploma, a foundation degree or a degree. So just to recap, you can get into manufacturing with very few qualifications, all the way up to GCSEs, all the way up to A levels, and after you've been to university to get a degree. You may not know much about manufacturing, but UK manufacturing is thriving. The UK is currently the world's 8th largest industrial nation. If current growth trends continue, the UK will break into the top 5 in the world by 2021. In the UK, manufacturing makes up 44% of total UK exports, 70% of business research and development, and directly employs 2.6 million people. Job prospects in manufacturing are excellent. There is a shortage of people with the correct skills in all parts of manufacturing, so if you can get the qualifications, the experience and the training, you should be able to get a good job within the whole of manufacturing. Sometimes when we talk about manufacturing, the girls in the audience sit back and think this is not for me, but perhaps that's because you don't know enough about manufacturing. There's a role for men and for women in all aspects of manufacturing and engineering at all different levels. One example is Joanna Robinson, Managing Director of Mansfield Pollard. She is regarded as one of the most influential women in the north of England. She is the Managing Director of a Bradford engineering company. So why don't you find out more about her and the job that she does? You will be fascinated and realise there can be a job for me too.
I started my engineering career as an apprentice when I finished school in 2001. I went from sitting at a desk in a classroom to being surrounded by large products and machinery that I had never seen before. It was a very exciting change. I spent the first years of my apprenticeship working in different areas of the shop floor, learning the manufacturing process, firstly in machining, then fitting, followed by inspection and assembly. I then focused my apprenticeship training on the CNC turning and milling machines, initially working on the conventional lathes. This was a challenge as the products have to meet very high standards. My apprenticeship lasted 4 years. After completing my apprenticeship, I was able to progress into the design team and learn technical aspects and design of products. After a few years, I was given the opportunity to move into the production engineering department as a planning engineer.
When we talk about engineering and manufacturing, we often forget about all the other people who are so important to make that company work. There's all the office people doing all the business administration. There's the finance people making sure the books balance, the accountant who is making sure that they make a profit. You could be the office manager who keeps everything running. But many companies also need legal executives and important people who can negotiate contracts. What about getting the goods to the customer? That's transport and logistics. But you can't run a factory without considering health and safety. Someone has to have that job and look after that. What a fantastic responsibility. Now, it's all right making things, but what about if you don't tell people that you've made them? You need marketing and public relations people. What about a contract manager to make sure that the person at the other end, the company that's buying your product, is going to pay you? You're going to be writing bids, bidding for contracts. That could be something else if you're interested in writing in English. But of course, perhaps you've got the gift of the gab. You could get involved in sales. So lots of different jobs, all behind the scenes, but very important to the whole of manufacturing. Let's look at some of those jobs that support a manufacturing business. IT support. Every company has an office. Every company uses computers for all the bookkeeping. But did you realise that computers are also used on the production floor to keep things running? Robots are making things. We need an electrician because all this equipment uses power. Mechanical engineer for when something breaks down to get the production line up and running as quickly as possible. Research and design is so important. It's all right designing something in manufacturing, but it can get out of date. It might no longer be as efficient as it could be. Research and design people are going to come up with new ideas, perhaps less expensive ideas, more productive, ecologically friendly. Somebody's got to train all the workforce. And we also need an apprentice manager because successful businesses are employing apprentices. However, with all this expensive equipment and all this high value product that we're making, we need a security team to make sure that nothing's stolen. We also need warehousing and packing to get the product out to the customer, drivers, deliveries, all of that. Now, if we're a really large company, perhaps we've got our own canteen, so we need catering staff. And a facilities manager is the person who keeps all of that building, all of the organisation up, running, and it's comfortable for everyone who's working there. So you've started to get an interest in manufacturing, but you're wondering how to get into it. The main route is through the traineeship and apprenticeship route. So if you get GCSE level 1, 2 or 3, you can apply for a traineeship. Now, it is true that some employers might be willing to consider you for an apprenticeship if you get level 3s. However, most apprenticeship employers are looking for people with level 4 or 5 at GCSE. So you will improve your chances of getting an apprenticeship if you can get level 4s or 5s in your GCSEs. However, you might be able to achieve much higher than that. And we're going to talk about that in just one moment. But once you're doing your apprenticeship, you will be working towards a level 2 qualification or a level 3. But what do they mean? A level 2 is equal to 5 GCSE, level 4 or level 5 qualifications. So even if you leave school with not so many, you will gain higher qualifications by doing an apprenticeship. Now, should you then complete your level 2 or be able to get straight onto a level 3 qualification because you've got better GCSE grades, once you've achieved that, you will have a qualification equivalent to 2 A-levels. Now, should you continue your education after your GCSEs, you can apply for higher qualifications within the apprenticeship programme. There is a higher level apprenticeship and a degree apprenticeship. And so, should you achieve A-levels or BTEC level 3s, then seriously look at these because there are some fantastic examples of the employer taking you on to do a degree apprenticeship and they will pay for all of your university course fees. What an excellent idea. So a degree apprenticeship, you will have no expense, but you will still achieve a degree, the same as other people going to university full-time. You will go to university and work on your apprenticeship at the same time. So an excellent opportunity, well worth considering. As part of Bradford Manufacturing Week, you will get many opportunities to talk to people and ask them about the job they do. Talk to lots of people, find out what a wide range of jobs that there are available in manufacturing. But what we've done is that we've also gathered together some websites that will be useful for you. The main one is the National Careers Service website. On here, you can research different jobs. We talk about job families, so you'll be looking at manufacturing or engineering because that covers the area that we've been talking about today. Within those job families, you will then see a list of all the different jobs within that family of engineering or manufacturing. If you find a job that you're interested in, read all about what's involved in the job, the skills that you need, the skills that you get while learning about the job, but also how much you get paid. You can actually look on job websites such as Indeed or Monster and do a search for manufacturing or production jobs here in Bradford, see what there is. If you want to know more information about apprenticeships, go onto the apprenticeships website on gov.uk, which is the government website. Just type in apprenticeships and it will find it for you, and it will tell you all about the different vacancies, and you can actually research what's available here in Bradford. All About Careers has got some excellent information for you to research all about manufacturing jobs again. So lots of information. Our main website is Bradford Manufacturing Week, and that's the main website that you can go on and find more information. But do talk to your teachers, explain what you're interested in, let them help you.